Hello, everybody. Hi, Sharon. I just give everybody a minute to come in because I know other people are coming from other channels. I thought I would do a quick video today. I had been talking with my buddy Kevin, and we were chit-chatting. And as we were talking, I was getting a lot of downloads. And my cat. This is Tucker, little pest. Get out. We were talking about, I'm going to get all kinds of help today. We were talking about raising our vibrations and the things I think that hold some of us back for raising our vibrations. And a lot of it is just negative energy that we're finding that people are having, worrying about everything that's going on with our politics. And some of the negative views we're taking. Hi, Janet. Hi, Snow Wolf. Welcome in. And one of the things that we had talked about was that always concerns me is everybody's always looking at, will Trump get punished? Is he going to jail? All this, wanting him to be prosecuted and everything, which in my view comes off as being on the negative side, where I think we need to be looking at this at trusting that we all come here in this world with a contract. We have a DOJ that's in place now that is working on this behind the scenes. Yes, they're not coming very public about everything they're doing because they're keeping it under wraps so that they can build their case and have a good, strong case without giving a defense before they're ready to take it into the courts and have it heard. I think we need to trust what's going on in the background in these matters and know that these people working under their life contracts, that they are here to fulfill those positions in life, and we have to trust that they will do it, and they will do it really well. One of the things I always think of is I like to look at it as rather than how is he going to go down, what kind of punishment is he going to get, is know that they will do the right thing. He will have consequences, and look at ways that we can change what's going on now. How can we stand up to not focus on what happened in the past, but what changes can we make as a nation to move us forward into something more positive and make those positive change? And we all have a voice in this. We can all put energy in this. We can write our congressman and say, hey, we'd like to see legislative laws change. We'd like to see how fundraising happens and how they can use the money and the accountability to how they use the money. I mean, Trump's been grifting since he got in office in 2016. Went on a complete, total campaign through his whole presidency, doing nothing but fundraisers and rallies. Who does that? I mean, what other president's ever spent his entire presidency at rallies and collecting money? And then, he hasn't even announced that he's going to be running for president yet. He hasn't committed to that. Yet he's doing all these fundraisers and collecting money. So what is he doing with that money? Paying for lawyers, taking drips, living a better lifestyle. So those are things I think that we as a people could address to our legislators and say, hey, we want some accountability for this type of stuff. So that's my little soapbox there. Some of the hits I was getting, though, I've got my phone because we were chatting when we were talking about this, and I was getting hits and we were texting back and forth. And I said, I should really go online and just record this. And he's like, yeah, you should. You're getting some fantastic hits. So I'm just going to skim through my notes really quick. one of the things we had talked about is the subpoenas that are currently out. Um, I'm getting a hint that Bannon's going to be the first one that doesn't show up. Um, I keep on seeing this, like looking from across the street, and they come and get him and arrest him and bring him in. Uh, I think the other ones that have been subpoenaed so far are all cabinet members, and they're going to try to take it into court. We know Garland has already addressed this issue that they do not have executive privilege under President Trump. President Trump is no longer the president. He's an ex-president. And the only person that has executive privilege as a president is the current president. So I think that I keep on seeing that who's going to really take charge of executing action on these subpoenas is going to be Liz Cheney. She's going to rally up the 1-6 commission and say, hey, no, we're not going to spend a year in court fighting this. Pick them up. Let's get DOJ to come in, have them picked up and brought in, and have them heard. We'll hold them until they testify. That's what I'm seeing happening. They're not going to play the games that we did when Trump was in office. For one thing, Trump's not running the DOJ now. He has no control over that. And that's part of the reason why it went the route it did when Trump was in office. Is if they took it to the DOJ, Barr was going to throw it out, because Barr was working for the president and not for the people. Our DOJ isn't working for the president, and he's not working for the ex-president. So that's something I think we need to quit worrying about. These people will be brought forth and will testify. Also, I got a hit that there's going to be more subpoenas coming out this week, and I think that those are going to be issued to GOP members, the Dirty Dozen, and they're going to try to fight this too, of course. I don't see that happening. I don't see that working. They will be brought in to testify. McCarthy, Jordan, Mo Brooks, Haley, all of them, MGT. I'm seeing referrals to DOJ for charges being pressed against them for their involvement in this. And I'm not seeing hand slaps being given out. I don't think they're going to get little white collar crime type deals on this. I think they're going to actually hold them to the fire and accountable. And their involvement, I mean, I think they have text messages, they have communications, they have meetings that they know they've attended. I think they have a lot of paper trail that they can use as evidence. So when they go in to testify, if their comment is, oh, I don't recall, well, they'll open the book and say, well, do you remember this? Blah, 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 blah. I don't see this going well. One of the things I get from my guides on this is, rather than us worrying about them getting prosecuted for it and all that, let's send these people love and light and truth energy, and just keep that in our prayers for them to see the light, receive love from us, and receive truth. If we send enough of that energy out there, it's positive energy rather than negative energy. We're going to lift that energy up in there, and maybe they'll sit on the stand and confess, and give up themselves or each other's involvement. I think that's the best thing we can do as a people. And of course, we want them held accountable, but that's going to be a referral that's done through the legal processes again. And I've worked in law, so it's a slow moving monster, but it does work. And there is evidence. There's a trail that they've left behind. And there's too many people involved not to have a trail. There's also people that have sat in front of the press and confessed to their interactions with Trump. And they're feeling he should be held responsible and all that. McCarthy stood up the next day and said it. Now he denies it. But it doesn't make it real if he denies it the day after he confesses, So I think we need to focus on that positive energy out there of sending these people love, light, truth, that energy, so that it can uplift their spirit, and hopefully that'll help them confess. But I'm predicting that the dirty dozen, as they call them, are going to be held to the fire, and they are going to be held accountable for their action to this insurrection. It is very much against the law. It's against our Constitution. I think they will be held. There will be referrals, and they will be held accountable. Um, I don't agree with Liz Cheney's politics per se, but I do think she's holding a lot of power in this 1/6 commission of getting things done. And I think she's got some insider information from being a Republican of what the heck was going on behind closed doors. Um, and I've always felt like she knows more. She's brought information to the table, being a Republican, knowing what was going on, what was being talked about on the GOP side. Um, and she had an awareness that maybe the Dems didn't have as much access to, and she's bringing that to the table and standing up to it. So we've got to trust that those things are going to come to fruition. I'm seeing a ton of new legislation coming out once midterms happens. They're going to be addressing fundraising, accountability for how campaign funds are spent. When are you eligible to do the fundraising? Do you have to throw your hat in the ring before you start fundraising, or do you fundraise for 2 or 3 years prior to actually committing to running for office? Because I think that's a real issue. It's a form of grifting that we're witnessing on a day-to-day basis, and there are people giving up their hard-earned money supporting this, when just about every reader out there knows that Trump's not going to run for office in 2024. So why is he getting away with doing this? So I do think that this is going to lead to a lot of law changes in how people are allowed to campaign, how they're allowed to fundraise, their accountability for how they're using the money that they do fundraise. And also, who are the donors? Those laws are going to change too. I think they're going to cut this hidden donor thing. And anytime large sums of money are coming from donors, they're going to have to be accountable to who is donating the money, where's the money coming from? Is the money legitimately coming from within the United States, from big corp? What big corps, and all that. There's no reason why that has to be a big hidden secret. The other people I see going down this year is going to be Mitch McConnell and his wife. I have always felt that she's going to end up fleeing the country. She's going to get out. But his dealing with dark money, with Russians, and some of the agreements that his wife set up for the state of Kentucky, that's all going to get addressed. And I think he is going to be held accountable for that. I'm not seeing him in jail, though. I'm seeing him doing his time under a house arrest. I actually get a vision of him sitting at a great big huge dining room table drunk, drinking with a fifth of whatever his drink of choice is, and literally drowning in sorrows. He's in the house all by himself. His wife left. His career is ruined. I do see him getting hit with some big fines and stuff in regards to that. In regards to Donald Trump, like I said, the DOJ will take care of that. I do see him being indicted. I do see him getting charged and losing his cases. From the time he was inaugurated, I have had a vision of him being in a mental institute or a medical facility. In my vision, I see him getting up. He's wearing a robe and pajamas, and he gets up from his bed. He takes a couple steps, and he collapses and has a massive heart attack. And I've always felt that was going to happen after 3 years. I do not wish him ill. That is just the vision I've always seen. It's never changed. I get that vision on a pretty regular basis. I think how he's going to end up in a medical facility is once he's charged and and he's brought forward, I think that's something he's going to have as attorneys. He's going to choose to go to a medical facility and he's going to pull the, well, I'm old, I have these medical conditions, blah, blah, blah. He sees this as a win of staying out of jail. In his delusional mind, not going behind bars will be a win for him. He doesn't realize that he's not going to the Ritz-Carlton. He's not going to Walter Reed and getting locked in a room. He's going to a criminal medical facility, just like they would send any other prisoners to. He will be locked up behind doors. He will be with people with criminal mental health problems, with serious medical conditions, people that he loathes in life. He's going to be in there with them. It's not going to be a cakewalk at all. But I don't see him making it past his third year out of office, honestly. I think he's just going to continue to, his health is going to continue to decline. The stress of all of this coming down on him is just going to be overwhelming for him. And despite his mental decline, I think it's going to physically, and his terrible eating habits, it's going to take the toll out on his body. He's spent a lot of years destroying his body and not taking good care of himself. Let me see. Yeah, I'm seeing all the cabinet members getting disciplinary actions taken for him, being referred over to the courts. That's on my notes here. Let's see, what else did we talk about? We talked for quite a while. Talked about making lasagna and bolognese sauce. Oh yes. I'm looking forward to actually watching the 1-6 Commission and seeing McCarthy and Jordan testify. I made a comment to Kevin. I think they need to hand each one of them a shovel on their way through to testify in Congress, because I think that's what they're going to be doing, shoveling their own graves. So let's see. The other topic that we had brought up is working with ascension and that, raising that vibration. And I'm a big meditator and I talk to my guides all the time. It's like an ongoing running conversation most of my days. And I've been doing a lot of writing. I work with a lot of people working on their different skills and gifts and discuss different things that we're going through and stuff as readers and as psychics. And if anybody ever wants to reach out and talk or discuss anything or has questions, feel free to send them to me or put them in the chat and I'll pick them up and we can use those as topics of discussion. Some of the ascension I work is not only working with people, but I'm working with people that have already crossed over, doing healing work and light work. Very similar to Reiki, but it's not exactly Reiki. Working on healing fractures and forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is a big one. Especially somebody that's crossed over. Part of your life review is not only learning the lessons of what you learned in life, but healing yourself in that process. And part of healing that self is also being able to forgive yourself for that bad acts that you may have had during your lifetime. We're all human. We all have negative things that we've done in life. And either we work on those and correct those here and now, or we'll work on them on the other side. But we do need to find ways to heal ourselves. We can always reach out and get counseling. We can always talk to others. We can talk to people we've hurt and let them know that, we're sorry for the actions that we took and ask them for forgiveness and also forgive ourselves for the acts that we've had done wrong. It's not just going into confession, confessing one day and then, okay, do it again. You have to be sincere about it. You have to be wanting to heal that part of yourself so that you're not repeating those mistakes. You're not repeating that history in life. And that's really important that we do that. That helps you raise your vibration. That helps you go to that higher level. We want to look at everything on the positive life. What did I learn from this? How can I change things I don't like about myself? How can I make myself a better person? How can I help others? Those are all things that help you raise your vibration and help you become more one with source and to walk in a more positive light. And we can all do it. It's not that difficult. We just have to be able to make those little changes in our life that helps us focus on more positive things. You can do as simple as thing as just smiling and saying hello and how is your day to somebody, or have a great day and thanking them for their services. Paying for the coffee in the Starbucks line, that always gets me when I'm in line, paying it forward, and I'll buy coffee for the next car behind. You know, um, those are the little things, or giving change to somebody that's short at the grocery store, rather than them being embarrassed trying to dig through. Oh, I've got a couple dollars here. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I do that all the time. Um, Walk 1,000 miles in somebody else's shoes. If you can help that little bit, that could be getting that important meal to a child, to a family, um, just those little gestures, they mean so much. And you know what? People remember that and they pay it forward. They really do. So I always try to, my mom always said I was one of those people in my youth that everything, doom and gloom, everything bad's happening to me, and focusing on the negative. And my mom said, but what did you learn from that? That was always the first thing out of her mouth. What did you learn from that? And when these things, you lose your job, what happens next? I got another job. I got a better paying job. So you did learn from that. Something better did happen. So maybe those things are happening to you in life to move you forward. And you're just seeing that, oh, I lost my job, when it's actually helping you move to a different place. So things like that do happen in life. And my mom's always with me. She's passed now, but that's one I've always stuck with, is trying to look at everything from a positive perspective, even no matter how bad it seems like something's getting. What am I learning from it? What can I change to make myself a better person? How can I help others? How can I help myself? How can I help my family? Um, those are all really important aspects that I think we all need to stay in focus with, and not look at so much how bad things are, but how can we make it better? Because it takes active motion moving forward to make our lives work and make positive things happen. It's just like setting out to the universe your fruition of what you would like to see happen. If you don't project out the positive things you want to happen in your life, they're not going to come to you. If you only put out negative, you're going to get back negative. And I know reader after reader tells you that, but it does work. So I just wanted to share that with you today. And I think I hit on my soapbox, my hits today. I'm seeing, one of the things Kevin and I were talking about, and also working with Sharon, is um, come this December or so, we're gonna stop and take a look at this next year, and what are we getting hits on, seeing and changes, because we're all seeing some very positive changes coming in 2022. I think we're going to see COVID get under better control. I think the majority of people will become vaccinated. I even think people that are out there that aren't vaccinated are going to get vaccinated because they've lost loved ones and stuff. They're going to start using a little more common sense that horse deworming medicine, things like that. Those things aren't working. But yes, they're going to have to shift to the vaccinations to protect them themselves, their children, and their family members. Um, Anybody out there that's had COVID, and I had COVID very bad when it first outbroke, before they even had a name for it. It is not a fun thing to go through, and there's a lot of lingering side effects that come from it. But we can continue to wear a mask. We can continue to encourage people to get vaccinated, support family members that get sick, and help them through the struggles. I know my sister's having a lot of medical issues from her bout of COVID that she got from being a caregiver. Then she got it on the job, and it can be a very difficult struggle. But the vaccinations are coming out. I see the vaccinations coming out by the end of the year for our children and for the children under 12. I think they're going to be very, very effective. I sort of agree with Linda June. She says, um, these aren't something the scientists are making up. This is coming from above. These formulas, these treatments are coming from above. We've been given this horrid, terrible virus to wake us up, and there's a cure for it, or at least a control for it. I think it may be something we're going to be vaccinated like the flu, but we will get control over it. It will become more controlled and less deadly as people get treated. So I do see good things like that happening. I see we're going to get a partial infrastructure bill this year. It's not going to be the complete package that Biden's asking for, but it's the beginning. Once midterm elections happen, I see a whole shift in government to Democratic power. And that's when we're going to see a lot of the changes happen. We're going to see changes in legislation about government funding, infrastructure, jobs. I think it's going to be a whole gamut. I even see educational programs coming out of this. We're losing a lot of RNs and our nursing staff due to the tremendous burdens that they've had dealing with COVID. I think they're going to open up educational programs to get people that are interested in going into nursing school, and getting a lot of those types of jobs. I think we're going to get infrastructure jobs. All of those things are going to come through. They're going to work on clean water. They're going to work on developing water sanitation processes of using ocean water and converting it. That one is going to take a number of years, but I also see that they're going to find uses for the byproducts of the salts and the minerals that come out of the water when they're purifying the water for domestic use. They will find ways to use that material. It's not going to be just a bunch of salt wasted and ruining the environment. They will find very productive things to use those minerals for, that will be environmentally friendly. I think you're going to see more push on alternative powers, alternative fuels, things like that, all developing over the next 5 to 10 years. I think we're going to be on a really progressive upward swing. And there's going to be a lot of funding for anybody that has ideas on how to make a greener environment. So, if you're an entrepreneur and you have ideas and you're getting working models, those are things that you're going to have the ability to bring forward. And they will be taken under full consideration with some of the programs that would be coming up. What else am I getting? I think I've touched base on everything now. Does anybody have any questions? And I'm sorry, I can't read the chat while I'm getting hits and filling in blanks. I want to welcome everybody into the room. Hi, Connie. Hi, Kevin. I was just talking about you, my good friend Kevin. And Sharon. I can't see everybody that's in the room. I'm working on phone computer, so it's my low print. I started to come in earlier, but I couldn't see my room. It gets flooded at 4 o'clock. It gets flooded with light. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Clarence. Oh, you got a lot of people in here. Hi, Sheila. Sheila and I are going to be on Wednesday, 5 o'clock her time, I think is what's on my calendar. Look at my calendar really quick. Yes, 5 o'clock her time. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. And then I'm working on a collaboration with Charlie's Angels. I haven't been in my emails today. I'm sure she got back to me yesterday. I need to get in there and get that done. Connie, I had a friend tell me that your book is going to do great. That's also a psychic. We were talking about you. I was telling him that you were writing a book and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And he goes, "Oh, that book's going to do really well." I said, "I've been telling her that for the last year." So Kevin says, "Soak in the light," Kathy. Yes, everybody. Absolutely. Soak in the light. Bring the light in. We want to bring love in. We want to bring love and light. And we want to send that back out into the universe to everybody, including the GOPs that are going to be subpoenaed and testifying. That all that love and truth comes forward in them. I think it's the best energy that we can send out there right now. And know that when truth and love and light come to these people who are standing in that darkness, it will, if you walk into a dark room with a small flashlight and you shine the light illuminates. So, if you walk into a lit room with a dark light, it just fades away, and light's more powerful than darkness. So we need to bring that light forward and share that love and light and that truth energy. And we'll see changes and get actively involved. So if you're against abortions, if you're against voters' restrictions, stand up. If you can't go out there in the crowd, you can still support the cause. You can still be verbal about it. You can still share your opinions. You can write your legislature and say, "I think this is wrong. We want change made. We do not want this happening." You have a voice. You have a pen. If it's all you can do is write a letter because you can't get out there and march, do it. Like, Connie, just start typing every day. I type all the time. I free write. I go into meditative state and I free write. It's amazing. My guides channel through me, so I do a lot of free writing. Today I was working on a tablet. It slows me down. Information comes so fast. Sometimes I can't keep up with my pen and my arthritis in my hand. But yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. And drink a glass of wine. Yeah, some fine wine while you're editing. Could be interesting. Kevin and I were both drinking wine earlier. We were talking about it. Anyways, nice glass of wine to relax. So, anyways, that's all I had for today. Did anybody have any questions or any topics that you'd like me to cover in the future? Feel free to put it in the chat or email me. You can always send ideas to Kevin too. We both would love to talk about anything. I would like to get some political questions because I haven't been doing political readings lately because I've just unplugged the news a lot because I was getting politics burnout. It was just getting so overwhelming to me. All that negative energy and that constant nonstop. So I'm more getting a lot of my political news in bits and pieces from headlines and from a few YouTube mini broadcasts versus actually sitting down and watching hours of news. I just can't do it anymore. And I can hardly stand listening to Trump talk. And I'm not even sure why they give him 5 seconds of airtime, to tell you the truth. Um, but I love doing political readings. I get really good hits on my political readings. And I do contribute a lot in other channels when they're doing political readings in the background. I know Kevin and I both are infamous for reading in the background, like with Debbie and different and Sharon, and then Sharon will also be joining me on Sundays, except for a few holidays and a few different little side things she has doing. But uh, I think she's going to start joining me on a regular basis on Sundays. And Kevin, when he can, and it's working with his schedule because he does work different shifts, so it doesn't always work with his schedule, but he's got an open door invitation anytime he's available and up to coming in on Sundays to read with us. And Kevin and I are talking about doing a few collaborations together in the future, both on his channel and my channel, and with Sharon. So that should be a lot of fun. We love reading together. He's such a wonderful person. If you aren't subscribed to Kevin's Loving Vibration, do subscribe to him. And I'm looking forward to working with you again, Kevin. Always so fun to work with. And I'm going to go ahead and stop my video now. And I will be back on probably on Thursday. I'm going to try to get a few more videos done during the week. Thursday I'll also be opened for some readings, and we'll just go from there. Thank you for joining me today. It was fun, and I was happy to share some of the downloads I was getting today. And as I get them, I'll just keep track of them, and I'll start letting you know what kind of hits I'm getting. I'm working a lot on my mediumship, and so I get pretty regular downloads from time to time. And like I said, again, if there's anything in the spiritual realm that you want me to ask my guides and work about in ascension or spiritualism, or working with your guides or meditation, I'll do some meditations with that, work with my guides, see what kind of answers we get, and be happy to do a program where we can do a live so that we can actually talk about it and ask more questions if you want, and have discussions about it. And we'll feather some readings in with it, because the readings are always fun too. And yes, please like and subscribe if you haven't, if you're just joining us for the first time. Thank you, Kevin, for the great support. And I will see you on Thursday and definitely on Sunday. So everybody have a great evening, and thank you for coming in.